minutes ago. I don't know. Good, yeah. So what is it?
Basically, like you talk about like the Islamic dilemma and stuff.
Yes.
Um, a thing
Have
that
you heard?
I've heard like raised to sort of counter it is like, why would Satan confirm the Bible? Like, would you know how
That's a
to like
stupid argument. That's good.
explain?
That is a stupid argument.
Uh,
That's response to it.
Sorry, what'd you say?
That's their response. Why would Satan confirm the Bible?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
That's what they told you, or you're coming up because you have a sick mind?
No, 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 I've heard it from them.
Oh, you thought about it because you're a sick mind like that? Okay. So how would Satan convince Jews and Christians to follow his prophet if he didn't agree with the biblical prophets and then confirm who Jesus is and his mother is, to the extent in which he can then get them to think that he is truly in line with them, and he's going to give you the correct understanding and interpretation of their message. Because if I follow your logic, when Paul says that the serpent appears, Satan appears as an angel of light, and he raises up servants to deceive you by presenting another Jesus, a different spirit, and different gospel, then that means, according to you, that makes no sense, because Paul is saying that's Satan's MO. Satan will send someone to talk about Jesus in order to get you to think he does believe in Jesus, but then give you the right understanding of who Jesus is. That's actually his mastermind, because if I come and tell you Jesus is a fake and his mother was a harlot, will you even entertain anything I say?
No.
But if I tell you Mary's the greatest woman that God created and sinless, Jesus the Messiah, his word, sent down a Mary spirit from him, who did miracles and will return again, will you now listen to me?
Yeah.
You got it. In fact, that's the deception. If you look around you, you know how Muslims get Christians and deceive them and dupe them? Can I tell you how?
Sure. Yeah.
Interfaith dialogue. What we have happening right now among Protestants and Catholics, they have what's called interfaith dialogue. Well, they'll bring in rabbis or Muslims to talk about the commonality. And then you'll see when the Muslims talk about the things they believe about Jesus and Mary in common with Christians, you'll see the shock reaction of the Christians. And I've seen it. I'm going to give you a story. When I was leaving Illinois to come to the state because of the corrupt judge, one of the last events that I went to was an interfaith dialogue at a Catholic church where a Catholic women's group meeting with Muslim women invited a Muslim man to give a presentation on Islam about the similarities between Catholicism and Islam. And these women were shocked that the Muslims hold Mary in such honor and believe that she's born of a virgin and he's a Messiah. And not one of them asked about, all right, what about the differences? What don't you believe? And why are we different if you're saying we have? That's how Satan deceives.
Right. Yeah.
So there you go. So Satan is smart. If Satan comes and sends me someone and said Jesus is a fake, I'll say, get that out of here. I'll give you an example. That bastard that came earlier who said that Yahweh of the Old Testament is not the true God, because he's a bastard son of Satan, and his mother is a whore of Babylon. You see how quick I sent him to his mother, right?
Yeah.
So you think Satan's going to get my attention by telling me Yahweh of the Old Testament is Satan?
No. Yeah.
But what if someone tells me, hey, Allah the Quran is the God of Abraham, he's the same God of the Bible? Oh, really? You think? Show me.
Yeah.
And they show me. Wow, really? You believe the same God I do? You believe God sent Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Moses and Jesus? Wow! See the deception? That's 2 Corinthians 11, verses 104. Let me show it to you. And verses 13 and 15. So it's the contrary. Satan knows that if he gives you straight up poison, will you take it?
No.
And you know it's poison. Would you take it?
No.
Unless you're sick, like Protestant believer, right? My friend.
No. Yeah.
But what if I could bring you deep dish pizza and chocolate cake, and inside the pizza and cake is poison that will strike you dead, but you don't see the poison because it's covered by what your eyes delight?
Yeah.
Then will you more likely reach out for pizza and chocolate cake if you're not on a diet and try to lose weight so you
Yeah.
don't
For
look like
sure.
Protestant? So that's
Yeah.
what Satan does. He gives you chocolate covered poison. Here it is, 2 Corinthians 11, 1 and 4. Oh, that you would bear with me in a little folly, And indeed you do bear with me, for I am jealous for you with godly jealousy. For I betroth you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. Meaning, Christ is your spiritual husband, you are a spiritual bride, so you have to be a spiritual virgin, because Christ doesn't come and marry anyone physically. So how do I stay a spiritual virgin? How do I lose my spiritual purity? But I fear lest somehow as the serpent deceive thee by his craftiness, so your minds may be corrupted. Satan will rob you of your spiritual virginity by corrupting your mind and deceiving you from following another Jesus, thinking it's really Jesus, but now I've been given the correct understanding of who he is. Serpent deceived by Christ, so your minds may be corrupt by the simplicity that is in Christ. For he who comes preaches another Jesus, whom we have not preached, or if you received a different spirit, which you have not received, or a different gospel, which you have not accepted, you may well put up with it. See that?
Yeah.
All right, now, how does he then do that? By sending false teachers. How do I know? Let's read 2 Corinthians 11, 13, and 15. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers. They appear as if they are servants of God, but they're deceived by Satan to deceive you, transforming themselves into apostles of Christ. No wonder, you shouldn't be shocked, for Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also transform themselves into ministers of righteousness, whose end will be according to their works. So you got the wrong mindset, which I thank God you do, because you don't think like Satan, because that would make you satanic. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I did, yeah.